The arena went dead silent in a heartbeat because Victor Wembanyama just hit the floor face first. And suddenly, this wasn't basketball anymore. Game 2, April 21st, 2026. The San Antonio Spurs were rolling 62 wins, second seed, and fresh off a Game 1 statement where Wembanyama dropped 35 and rewrote the franchise's playoff debut record. He looked untouchable, like the game was moving in slow motion for everyone else. Then everything flipped midway through the second quarter. With 8:57 left, Wembanyama backed down Jrue Holiday, a 6 feet 4 inches veteran, nearly a foot shorter. It wasn't a mismatch by accident. It was strategy. The Portland Trail Blazers trusted Holiday to disrupt giants. He'd done it before, but this time the gamble detonated. As Wembanyama spun baseline, Holiday pulled a classic defensive trick, pulling the chair. His arm dropped, contact made, and the 7 feet 4 inches phenom lost his balance mid-move. Normally, a player braces the fall. Not here. Wembanyama was already trying to pass, hands occupied, body twisting that no protection. No recovery, that he crashed straight onto his face. The replay angles were brutal. Commentators froze. You could see it instantly, this wasn't just a hard fall. Wembanyama lay there for about 30 seconds, dazed, before slowly sitting up and speaking briefly with teammate Stefan Castle. Timeout. Tunnel. Gone. Just like that, the Spurs' unstoppable force disappeared. He logged only 12 minutes, 5 points, and then the verdict: concussion protocol. The NBA stepped in immediately, triggering its strictest health safeguards as concern rippled across the league. Meanwhile, fallout around Holiday's role in the play sparked heated debate. Was it veteran defense or something that crossed a line? One moment, Wembanyama was rewriting history. The next, he was walking it off under fluorescent lights, the future suddenly uncertain. Because in the NBA, dominance can look permanent right up until the second it shatters on impact. Game 1, he looked unstoppable. Game 2, he was gone before halftime and the entire league froze, replaying the same brutal moment on loop. After Victor Wembanyama hit the floor, the spotlight snapped to Jrue Holiday. The whistle blew, a routine, non-shooting foul. On paper, nothing dramatic. The San Antonio Spurs subbed in Luke Cornett, and the game moved on. But the story didn't, because when Holiday stepped to the podium, he dropped a line that instantly lit a fire. He didn't think he touched him and didn't even see the fall. Let that sink in. The man guarding a 7 feet 4 inches superstar, the one involved in the exact sequence that sent him crashing face first, was too busy arguing the call to notice what happened behind him. He only realized something was wrong when Wembanyama disappeared into the tunnel. That detail hit social media like gasoline on a spark. Some saw it as tunnel vision, a veteran locked into competition, arguing a call in real time. Others weren't buying it. To them, it felt like a lack of awareness, or worse, a lack of concern. And just like that, the narrative shifted from accident to accountability. That here's the reality. Though, the move itself, pulling the chair, is basketball 101. Old school, legal, used for decades to throw big men off balance. Most analysts initially called it what it looked like: a freak accident. Unfortunate timing, terrible physics, nothing malicious. But nuance doesn't trend. Not when the league's unanimous Defensive Player of the Year is lying motionless on hardwood. Not when a 22-year-old phenom, already rewriting history, suddenly becomes a medical question mark. People wanted answers. And more than that, they wanted someone to blame. They pointed at Holiday. Which makes this even more complicated, because Holiday isn't some reckless villain. He's a 2-time champion, a defensive anchor, a 6-time all-defensive selection. He won a title with Milwaukee in 2021, added another with Boston, and built a reputation as one of the most respected players in the game. He's earned the league's Sportsmanship Award. He's been recognized for leadership and social impact. By every standard, he's the example, not the exception. And yet, in one split-second sequence, all of that got dragged into question. That's how fast it flips. Point one play, one fall, one quote, and suddenly, a clean reputation is standing trial in the court of public opinion, proving that in today's NBA, the truth doesn't just depend on what happened, but on what people believe they saw. Point one legal move just hijacked an entire playoff series. What makes this mess so explosive is the contradiction. Pulling the chair is a textbook, clean basketball play, but the outcome left Victor Wembanyama concussed, and the league with no choice but to step in. Intent doesn't matter when the face of your future hits the floor like that. The verdict came fast. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson confirmed it. Concussion. Protocol activated. And in the NBA, that's not advice, it's a lockout. Wembanyama is barred from playing, period, until he clears a strict, league-controlled process. Minimum 48 hours of rest. Neurological testing. Final approval from the NBA's concussion director. Not the team, not the coaches. The league holds the keys. Typical recovery? Around a week, sometimes longer. That timeline alone puts Game 3 and Game 4 both in Portland out of reach, with Game 5 the earliest possible return. And even that feels optimistic. The wording didn't help either. Further testing. Not cleared. Not close. Just uncertain. There was a small glimmer like cardio without symptoms, but hope isn't clearance, and travel isn't playing. For now, the best player in the series is effectively erased from it. And the ripple effect hit instantly. Without Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs watched a 14-point fourth-quarter lead vanish. A collapse they hadn't suffered in the playoffs since 2003's 76 games of control. Snapped the same night he went down. Scoot Henderson took over, dropping 31 with fearless shot-making, while Jrue Holiday added a steady 16, 5, and 9 to steady the storm. Portland walked out with a 106-103 win and a series tied 1-1 plus momentum. San Antonio tried to patch the hole. Luke Kornet stepped in, solid but human. The numbers tell the real story. The Spurs are over 15 points better per 100 possessions with Wembanyama on the floor. That's not a gap, it's a canyon. Now the question isn't just health. It's destiny, because one routine foul flip control shifted momentum and put a 62-win season on the edge. And in a league built on stars, this is the brutal truth. Sometimes it's not the biggest play that defines everything, it's the one that takes your best player off the board. The verdict came fast. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson confirmed it. Concussion. Protocol activated. And in the NBA, that's not advice, it's a lockout. Wembanyama is barred from playing, period, until he clears a strict, league-controlled process. Minimum 48 hours of rest. Neurological testing. Final approval from the NBA's concussion director. Not the team, not the coaches. The league holds the keys. Typical recovery? Around a week, sometimes longer. That timeline alone puts Game 3 and Game 4 both in Portland out of reach, with Game 5 the earliest possible return. And even that feels optimistic. The wording didn't help either. Further testing. Not cleared, not close, just uncertain. Because when Holiday stepped to the podium, he dropped a line that instantly lit a fire. He didn't think he touched him and didn't even see the fall. One play, one fall, one quote, and suddenly a clean reputation is standing trial in the court of public opinion, proving that in today's NBA, the truth doesn't just depend on what happened, but on what people believe they saw. .1 fall didn't just shake a game, it rewrote the entire series. Even the opposing bench felt it. Portland coach Tiago Splitter didn't sugarcoat it. The replay was terrifying. Nobody wants to win like that. But reality doesn't care about comfort suddenly. The Portland Trail Blazers are tied 1-1 with real upset energy. And the door is wide open. For the San Antonio Spurs, the equation is brutal. No Victor Wembanyama means everything shifts onto their guards De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. They've got the tools: mid-range touch, downhill pressure, rim finishing. But when Game 2 tightened, all of it vanished. Regular season proof means nothing now. The playoffs are a different beast, and this one smells blood. Inside the locker room, the message was simple: next man up. But even that came with a pause. Because replacing Wembanyama isn't a rotation tweak, it's trying to fill a crater. The focus wasn't just basketball either. Teammates made it clear: health first. Wins can wait. Now here's where it gets real. Jrue Holiday wasn't suspended. No flagrant. No upgrade. Just a common foul on a standard defensive play. He stayed in, dropped 16 and 9 assists, and walked into Game 3 like nothing changed. But everything changed because the NBA didn't need to punish Holiday. The league flipped the series through protocol. By locking Wembanyama into a mandatory league-controlled concussion process, they effectively removed the Spurs' best weapon with no set return date. This isn't about intent anymore. It's about consequence. The play? Clean. The result? Catastrophic. Fans argued both sides dangerous or just unlucky, but most landed in the same place. Protect the player, no shortcuts. The protocol is ironclad. No same-day return. No rushing timelines. Clearance depends on recovery, not stakes. Not pressure. Not playoffs. Meanwhile, Portland plays fearless. Underdogs with nothing to lose. And Holiday, 35, battle-tested, possibly nearing the final chapters, is squeezing everything out of this moment. So here's the truth. The NBA didn't bench Holiday. It benched Wembanyama. And that single second in the second quarter now hangs over the entire Western Conference. If the Spurs fall, that play becomes history's turning point. If they survive, it fades into a footnote. But right now the league has made one thing crystal clear: no matter how big the moment is, no one steps back on that floor until the NBA says so. If you like to watch this content, then subscribe for more. Thanks.